There we go. Good morning. Hi, I'm Allison, and I help people stay accountable to their health and fitness goals. I'm just going to fix myself. And I help other people help people do the same. So today is Thursday. Good morning. And today we're talking about where are you feeling cluttered. I listened to a podcast by Chalene Johnson. Some of you might be fans of hers as well, and you might have listened to her either on Periscope or Good Morning, or listened to her podcast. So you may have heard her talk about this a little, but I'm going to kind of take my take on it. So it just kind of inspired me, and I didn't want to leave that out. So where are you cluttered? Oh no. Where are you feeling like you're building up that pile of papers? It might be on your desk. I last week was piled up on my desk. Is your fitness life cluttered? Is your so your vehicle is cluttered? That might be like a mobile desk being cluttered. I actually don't spend much time in my car. I know a lot of people do, but I work mostly from home, so I don't spend all that much time in my car. So I usually don't have that problem. So then are you piling up in your fitness, piling up in your laundry, piling up in your, relationships? What is feeling like it's disorganized and isn't quite working for you and isn't quite feeling like it's either getting the priority that it needs or getting that organization? Because what happens when things are cluttered in your life? They stick in your brain, right? So you think about them and you think, oh, I have to do that. I have to do this. I have to do that. I have to do this. So what I try and do is like once a week, and I have, typical spots that get cluttered. I always lose things too. But you know what happens? When I am organized and I'm not feeling cluttered, I don't lose things because I put them away. Oh my goodness. I mean, it took me years to get to a point where I realized that. So find places for your things and you won't lose them. Even I have in my bag, because I have a child, I always have like goldfish crackers and 2 water bottles, one for each of us, change of clothes, wipes. I have so much stuff in my bag. So I have one of those purse organizers that you can buy on, I think I got mine off of Groupon. So that was like, it has pockets and it has spaces for things. And now when I put something in my bag, I put it where it goes instead of in the, vast just bagness of it. And now I don't lose things as much unless I don't put them in the right spot. So that's one thing for losing things. But when you have these things on your head that you know are cluttered, your brain gets cluttered and it's harder for you to get things done. It's harder for you to work on those things that should be your priority. It's harder for you to focus. So what I have on my list of things to do is to tackle one thing each week. And of course, things get tackled week after week after week because I build up in the same places. Countertops, mail gets built up. The paper gets built up because I don't clip my coupons and I want to leave it there until I remember to do that. I have piles of papers on my desk of things that I might want to tackle. So like last week, that was my big clutter problem. I had all of these things. That's an excellent idea to make a list and check it off, because when you check it off, you feel good about yourself and you want to check more things off. That's like a big thing for me. I like to check things off. It makes me feel good. I had this pile on my desk that of just stuff I had to take care of. We're building a house, so I had a few things to do with that aren't like they're not super high priority, but if I leave them, just as if I left something somewhere, I'll lose it. If I leave this, I'll never take care of it. So I went through this stack of stuff. We got new credit cards. So what a hassle, right? They said that there was some sort of breach that could have affected us. It didn't seem to, but we got new cards. So I had to call all the things that go directly to my credit card and take care of those. That was on my list or in my pile. Try to think of what else was in this pile. I had to, we filed our taxes and we owed a little to the state. So I had to pay that. And it was in my reminders so that I didn't forget. It was in my reminders so that I didn't forget before it was due. But I wanted to wait until we got refunds just for, my budget reasons, just to keep that uncluttered. So I wanted to wait until we got some of the refund back so that it was coming out of this bucket of money instead of out of our regular budget. And that had happened. So I got rid of this stack of papers, got my desk taken care of, and it was so much easier to focus on my work once that pile that really didn't have anything to do with work, it was personal stuff. Once I got rid of that pile, it was easier to focus on the other things I do at my desk. So I had, even if I wasn't thinking about this pile, I knew it was there. It was in the back of my head. It was in my eyesight when I'm working. And so taking care of it, even though it wasn't like, this huge weight on my mind, it made me feel better. And you mentioned kids' rooms and our playroom. That's one of the things I would like to take care of today is not decluttering, but picking up the playroom, because we can see our playroom. It's not a door that closes and we can just forget about it. We can see it. It's technically our formal living room is a playroom. That works for us. We don't need a formal living room. We need a playroom much more than a formal living room. So my daughter, she'll put things away, but when she puts things away, they're gone forever because she doesn't have, she's 3. She doesn't really have organizational skills. She can put stuff back in a box. Yes, destroyed. Exactly. It's the perfect word. And I can pick that place up in 5 minutes and make it look good. But taking that 5 minutes out of my day, and that's because I do it regularly. Once there's a place for things, find a place for your things. Because once there's a place for your things, it's a lot easier to put them away. So once we had the playroom here and it was set up in a certain way, the only thing we have to do is find places for new things, because everything has a place to be. So when I put stuff away, I can go on autopilot. I can go just move everything where it goes. You asked, do you get rid of all their old toys? We just moved, a big move. We moved from New York to North Carolina. And so we did end up, my husband is like the thrower awayer of everything. He was like, toss it, toss it, toss it, toss it. There's stuff that I was looking for that is gone. So if you have an emotional attachment, find somebody without one and get rid of it. But on the other hand, now I'm expecting again and we have nothing. Mostly because of this move, because we tossed everything in the move and then decided to start trying for a second. So we didn't really have the forethought on that one to box them up and move them instead of throwing everything away. So moving is definitely a great fresh start. I have a lot of friends that are working on, throwing things away as a fresh start to the new year, or now it's March, but we're working on it, I guess. And I was looking around and I didn't really have that much since we just did it all the end of it last year. So maybe if you're not moving, because moving is big and you don't want to move just to declutter. Maybe go into it with a moving mindset. What would happen if I had to pack all of these things? Maybe that'll help you kind of get rid of things. And maybe there's somewhere that, since you're not moving, you can put stuff in the interim before you actually toss it, and put on your phone a reminder to revisit it in like 3 months, 6 months, whatever a timeline that you're comfortable with. And if you haven't gone into that bag, box, whatever you put it in, toss it. But I want you to put it into something that you can toss, so that if you, like, I don't want you to make a pile, because if it's in a pile, then you have to bag it up, and then you have to, a whole nother step. Put it in something that you can throw it out with, or donate it in, or give it to a friend in, and have it like that. And then if you didn't use anything in there, or if it's still there after 3 months, 6 months, whatever you decide, toss it, get rid of it. Because you have kind of, you can take that as your little comfort zone, so that you don't feel like you're completely getting rid of it. And it is a challenge. I like to keep things because I feel like I don't want to rebuy things. That's basically my thing. I don't want to spend money on things I already bought, because that annoys me in the budget fashion. I've always been, I was raised very frugally. So I'm very like, I can use this. Not to a hoarding degree. I mean, I'm not saving, well, right now I am saving old newspapers, but we are building a house and moving, so we're saving old newspapers with a purpose. But I don't save like everything, so it's not that level. But stuff like toys, if she wants to play with it, we have a lot of toys that she doesn't play with right now, but maybe in a month it might interest her. So stuff like that, like, you might want to hold on to for a little while, because you might not want to rebuy it. You might be like me. But it is good to just go in there and get rid of stuff. It's easier to find stuff when you have less stuff. It definitely is. And it's easier to find stuff when it's organized, and that can save you time and declutter the rest of your life. And now, I talked a lot about like real decluttering things, and there might be things in your life that are kind of more of a mental clutter. But a lot of that, you might find that the physical clutter, getting rid of the physical clutter, helps you decrease the mental clutter. Okay? So I'm going to go, because I am late to re-text my friend to wake up. And that big stuff is hard. Tackle it a little at a time. When we were moving, one more thing. When we were moving, I had on my list of things to do every weekend is to go through one thing. So instead of thinking I have to go through my bedroom, I did my closet one day, I did one dresser one day, and one dresser another day. So I didn't go in there like I have to declutter my bedroom. I went in there like I just have to do this, then I can finish. Sometimes you might do more, sometimes you might do less, but pick one thing, make it small so you can check that thing off and make yourself feel proud. All right. Have a great Thursday, and I will talk to you soon.